Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's officially summer now in the UK. So I'm out here early in the morning, it's currently 5 AM, to do some POV and macro photography. So I'm now gonna put you on my chest and get shooting. Okay, so I just found a dock beetle, I think that's what they're called. And these are really common, but they look really cool. So I always like to photograph them. And because I'm out early in the morning, it's nice and cold, and this beetle is nice and still. So it should be a good opportunity here to get a deep focus stack. I've got quite a nice composition here with the beetle on the edge of the leaf. So I'm just going to focus just before the beetle's in focus and then press my shutter button to start the focus bracket. Oh, it'd help if I had focus bracketing on. That hopefully should have turned out well. The beetle's head was moving around a tiny bit, but the rest of the beetle was staying perfectly still. So when it comes to focus stacking later on, it might be a bit of a mess around the head. I might have to do quite a bit of retouching there. I've just found a couple weevils up in this tree here. It's going to be extremely awkward to photograph. I'm going to try and photograph it without touching the leaf first, because from experience, whenever I photograph weevils and I go to touch what they're on, they just drop straight to the floor. So we'll try and secure a shot before they drop to the floor. I'm going to shoot on f11. I'm just going to use back button autofocus here to get my initial focus. All right, I've managed to get a single shot there. It's not really a great composition because it's so awkward to photograph. But I'm now going to grab the branch that it's on and then bring it closer down to me. And then hopefully I can get a nicer composition. Damn it, it's dropped to the floor like I suspected. There is another weevil up here, so I'm going to photograph this one now because that other one has dropped to the floor. No, I didn't want the weevil to go on me. The weevil's now on my finger, so I might as well take it to like a leaf where it's a lot easier to photograph. There's a big old leaf here, so put it on here. Now hopefully it stays still on this leaf. That weevil wasn't as cooperative as I was expecting, but I managed to get a shot in the end. So I was waiting for it to stay still, but every time I took a photo, it would just start moving. So I thought I wouldn't waste any more time and I'll just carry on. But I'm quite happy with the shot I got nonetheless. I've just found this really colourful metallic beetle on a strand of grass, and I've just cut the piece of grass off and put it in this helping hand here to make it a lot more stable and easier to photograph. I think it's a thick-legged beetle, but it doesn't seem to have thick legs, so maybe it's not. With the other helping hand, I'm going to place one of these colourful Adaptalux background cards. I'm going to place it like this, and then bend it down slightly. And then I'm just going to adjust, or actually it should be right there actually, the grass with the bug on. So I'm now going to get in position to start photographing it. Unfortunately, the beetle is moving about, and I did try a couple of times to put it back on the grass, but every time I did, it started moving again. So I did manage to get a shot. It wasn't what I was hoping for. But yeah, I'm getting quite unlucky with my subjects this morning. A lot of them just seem to be moving about. Hopefully I can find one that's a bit more cooperative now. I've just found what I think is a grass bug on the end of this bit of grass here, and it's really still, so I don't think I'm going to have to clamp it down. And I think I'm just going to use the natural background, to be honest. I think that will look quite nice. I don't want to have to faff about with the helping hands and stuff like that, because it might disturb the subject and make it drop to the floor. I'm going to get nice and magnified here, fill the frame with the subject, and I'm going to focus just before the subject's in focus, and then press my shutter button. I'm not really a big fan of the black background, so what I've done is gone ahead and used the helping hands. One of them is holding the grass that the bug's on, so that's nice and still, and then the other one I've got a background card in so I can get some colour in the background. Initially I wasn't going to do this because I thought the bug might get scared and drop to the floor or fly away, but it seems quite chill, so we'll go ahead and photograph it now. I'm really happy with that shot, and I'm glad the little bug stayed perfectly still throughout that whole focus bracket, so that focus stack should have turned out really clean. Now that I'm finished photographing it, I'm gonna unclip the bit of grass that it's on, and then I'm gonna take all my stuff with me. So let's get on to the next shot. I've just spotted a really nice threaded wasp on the end of this post here. I've got to be quick because it could fly away anytime soon. I was literally just setting up a second shot with a background card, but the wasp has flew away now. However, I did manage to get a shot before it flew away. And that's why whenever you spot something, you should just go in and take a photo as quick as possible without touching it or touching what it's on, to guarantee a shot. There's a really cool looking moth that's just landed in front of me. And before I get any closer, I'm actually gonna take a shot from far away because I did see one a second ago and it was flying around. So these are quite active at the moment. It's not really looking great. There's a lot of grass in the way, but we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna use natural light here because I'm quite far away. All right, now I've got a safety shot. I'm gonna come in and try and get a close-up of its face using the flash. I suspect it's gonna fly away when I get close, but who knows, I could be surprised. It turns out the moth is really cooperative and staying perfectly still. I've already got a couple shots of its face, but I've now come a lot closer and I'm kneeling on the floor, so I'm able to get a lot more stable and I'm able to get a much cleaner shot. As you can see, I'm not using my eye EVF, and that's mainly for the purpose of this video, so you can actually see my camera. Realistically, I would actually just use my eye and put it up to the camera so I could get more stable and I could see what I'm doing. I'm really happy I managed to get a shot there. I thought the moth was just gonna fly away as soon as I get anywhere close to it, but it was quite cooperative. And yeah, the shot turned out quite nice. I think the background and surrounding elements are a bit distracting because it is kind of just grass strands everywhere, but I couldn't really do much about that because yeah, I didn't want to really pick up the moth and risk it flying away. I've just spotted a brown shield bug on the end of this strand of grass here, and it's honestly quite camouflaged. I thought it was part of the bit of grass at first. So what I'm going to do, because it is bobbing around a little bit in the wind, I'm going to grab my helping hand over here and then clamp that onto the bit of grass that it's on, and hopefully that will stop it bobbing around quite a bit. Alright, I've clamped the bit of grass that the shield bug is on, and luckily it's still on there. Got my background in place, so all that's left to do is set up my composition and get this shot. I'm quite liking how this composition looks, so I'm going to focus just before the shield bug's in focus and then press my shutter button to start the focus bracket. That shot should turn out really nice. The bug was staying perfectly still, and so was the grass that it was on, and I was able to get nice and steady by kneeling on the floor. Shield bugs are quite common, but this one is a little bit different to what I usually find out in the field. So yeah, I'm glad to have got a photo of that one there. Now that I'm finished photographing it, I'm gonna unclip the grass that it's on and then just leave the shield bug to be, and I'll move on to my next shot. I really didn't have to move far to find my next subject. My last subject was just there, and I've just spotted what I think is some sort of robber fly. I'm not sure actually. I thought it was a march fly to begin with, but it looks a little bit like a robber fly. I'm not too sure. I'll photograph it, and then yeah, if anyone knows exactly what it is, you can let me know down below in the comments. Hopefully it stays still while I photograph it. I'm just gonna move this grass down a bit so it doesn't get caught up in the diffuser while I take this photo. Yeah, it looks like a robber fly. Now I'm focused closer on it. So let's get a photo before it flies away. Not the best photo there. I'm gonna try and get a second shot and hopefully I'm able to improve on what I just got there. I'm gonna go for a face-on portrait. So I'm currently holding what the robber fly is on, and my fingers might be in the background, so I'm just kind of propping up the bit of leaf that it's on so that my fingers are lower down and hopefully obstructed in the background. So yeah, I'm quite liking this composition now, so I'm going to focus just before the antenna is in focus and then press my shutter button to start the focus bracket. I'm actually going to cut the bit of grass off that the robber flies on because it's really hard to get stable here. I keep wobbling my hands on this bit of grass. And now I'm going to put this bit of grass into one of my helping hands so I'm able to get really stable. I've got the robber fly in a helping hand now, so it's nice and still, and I've placed a background card behind it to get some nice colour in the background. So I'm now going to set up my composition, and I'm going to go for a face-on portrait just because of how the robber fly is resting on this leaf here. I'm going to get nice and magnified here, try and fill the frame. And I'm going to focus just before the antenna and then press the shutter button to start the focus bracket. And I think that shot should have turned out super clean there. I'm glad I took the leaf off the plant, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to get my background card in there and get that composition. Now I'm finished with the robber fly. I'm gonna take it out of the helping hand and I'm just gonna place it roughly where I found it. Just over there will do. I've just spotted a moth on the end of this piece of grass here, and I don't really photograph moths often because they like to fly away as soon as I get near them. But this one is quite chill, so let's get a quick photo before it flies away. I'm going to focus just before the moth is in focus and then press my shutter button to start that focus bracket. That shot turned out all right. I didn't really want to spend too much time photographing that because it is a very common moth. And yeah, I just don't really like the look of them, to be honest. They look a bit boring. If it was a more interesting moth, then I would have took my time. I've just found a really interesting leaf hopper on this plant up here. It might be a bit awkward to get my diffuser in there without disturbing it, but hopefully we can get a shot here. Might have to try and move these bits out of the way so my diffuser can get in there. Okay, so that leaf hopper was quite awkward to work with. Every time I rotated the stem of the plant, it would move around, and then as you saw there, it just jumped away. So yeah, we're not gonna bother photographing that. I've just found another one of those cool looking leaf hoppers, and hopefully this one's a bit more cooperative than the last one I photographed. That shot turned out pretty good, and while I was taking the photo, I noticed a bit of water kept on dropping out of its backside, and I think I managed to capture it, so hopefully that will be in the final image. It's a really cool looking yellow threaded wasp over here, but it is moving around like a maniac. God, it is moving around like a maniac, but I think I'm able to get a couple shots in focus here. Luckily the wasp stayed still in quite a good spot for a few seconds. At first it was just moving around like a maniac. It was going up all these thin bits of grass and the background just looked like a mess. But then it stayed still in this really good spot where the background looked nice. And it was in quite a good pose as well. It was like it just knew I wanted a photo. So yeah, I'm very happy to have got a shot there. Did not expect to get one. I've just found a nursery web spider with an egg sac, and I'm able to lift the underside of this leaf here to just about get enough of a view to where I'm able to photograph it. I don't want to disturb it too much because it's like nest, so I'm being careful not to sort of destroy the web or anything around it. So let's get this shot. I haven't found one of these for maybe a couple years, so I'm actually really happy to have found this. But it is a shame that I'm not able to get like a really clear shot. I'm really happy with how that shot turned out given the circumstances. At first I didn't think I'd be able to actually get a shot because it looked like it was fully enclosed by the web. But then as I looked on the underside of the leaf, I noticed there was a little gap in the web, which allowed me to get a shot there. It wasn't the exact composition I'd want to get, but I think it turned out really good given the circumstances. There's a nice looking cucumber spider on the end of this plant here. So we'll go in for a shot. It's at a bit of an awkward angle, but I think I might get the blue sky in the background, which will look kind of nice. Something like this looks good, so let's press the shutter button to start our focus bracket. And yeah, I'm really happy with that shot. I'm actually quite surprised the spider was cooperative as well, because usually when I photograph cucumber spiders, they do not cooperate. I'm very satisfied with the shots I've got, so I think I'm going to call today's video here. There's a bit of noise in the background now because the HS2 workers have started work. And as you can see, all this behind me is the HS2 site. If you're not from the UK, HS2 is basically a train track project that's a big waste of money. But anyway, all the equipment used in today's video will be linked down below in the description, and those are affiliate links. So if you buy through those, I'll get a small commission at no extra cost to you, which will help support the channel. But with that said and done, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.